Okay. So, where is it? Yes. So today we'll start with this new chapter, sequence and series. This is part of algebra. Okay. Algebra has three parts: complex number, sequence series, and then permutation combination. But first we'll start with sequence series because there are a lot of formulae of sequence series that will also be applied in a complex number chapter. There are certain questions actually. So better we start with sequence series, finish it, then we'll go over to complex number. Okay. So there are two things we are going to discuss here first. One is sequence, another is series. So let's just first understand the definition that is given in your book about sequence. Well, a succession of numbers arranged in a definite order according to a certain given rule is called a sequence. So let me just give an example of a sequence. Let me just write down a couple of numbers. Okay, let me just list down some numbers and I will tell you about sequence. 2 comma let's say 4 comma let's say 6 comma 8 comma 10. Well, this is a list of numbers that I have put up here, and this list of numbers I shall call, this is a sequence. This is a sequence, and there is a reason why I am calling it a sequence. Okay, I cannot just randomly write any numbers and then I will call that a sequence. No, it will be called a sequence if I am following a certain rule while going from one term to the next term. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 are the terms of this sequence. 2 is the first term of this sequence, 4 is the second term of this sequence, 6 is the third term of this sequence, 8 is the fourth term of this sequence, 10 is the fifth term of this sequence. So in the sequence that I have given here, 10 is the last term and 2 is the first term. Well, here, while going from one term to the next term, I am actually following a rule here. I am actually adding 2 to one term to get to the next term. 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 4, 6 plus 2, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. So here I am following a rule, not any randoms, they are not at random. There is a rule. So we will call it a sequence. Let me give you another example. Let's just write this: 2, 6, 18, 54. Well, I shall call this a sequence. Well, the sequence that I have put up here, it has, as you can see clearly, 4 terms. This is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, and this is the fourth term. Here also, while going from one term to the next term, I am following a particular rule. And the rule is, I am multiplying 3 to one term to get to the next term. 2 is 3, 6, 6 is 3, 18, 18 is 3, 54. So since I am following a rule, that is why it is called a sequence. Okay. So these are examples of sequence. Okay. Now let's move on. It says the number occurring at the nth place of a sequence is called its nth term. What does it mean? It means, let me erase it. You can take the screenshot. Done. Okay. So let's talk about nth term. What is nth term? Let me write down a sequence for you. Let's say 2, 5, 8, 11, then 14. Okay, this is a sequence, for example. Okay. In this sequence, how many terms do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 terms, right? 5 is at which place? 5 is at second place. 5 is at what? Second place. So I shall call 5 my second term. 11 is at which place? 11 is at fourth place, right? Fourth place. So I shall say 11 is my fourth term. Similarly, it says that if there is a term at nth place, if there is a term at nth place, I shall call it nth term. Just like here, right? Clear? Okay. So let's move on. And now I will talk about two different kinds of sequence. First of all, one is a finite sequence, another is an infinite sequence. So let's talk about finite sequence and then let's talk about infinite sequence. Well, finite sequence. What is a finite sequence? Well, as the name suggests, a sequence having finite number of terms is called a finite sequence. Well, finite number of terms means what? Number of terms that I can count, right? Let's take an example. Here, let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4 dot up to 1000. Well, this is a sequence. I have a sequence here. Later on I will tell you this is arithmetic progression. Later on I will tell you. For the time being, it is a sequence. Well, why am I calling it a sequence? Because I am following a certain rule while going from one term to the next term. And what is that rule? I am adding 1 to one term to get to the next term. I am adding 1 to this, I get 2. I am adding 1 to this, I get 3. I am adding 1 to this, right? So it is a sequence. And I am calling it a finite sequence. Why is that? Because I can clearly see that this sequence has 1000 number of terms. And 1000 is a finite number, right? You can count, right? 1000 number of terms. That is why we shall say this is a finite sequence. Clear? Okay. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then let's talk about an infinite sequence. Let's talk about an infinite sequence. Well, infinite sequence, as the name suggests, a sequence having infinite number of terms. A sequence having infinite number of terms. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have written 1, 2, 3, 4 dot. Well, obviously this is a sequence. This is a sequence. Why? Because I am following a particular rule to go from one term to the next term. But the problem is, here I am going on and on and on and on and on. I am not ending up at any particular number. I am going on and on and on. And from the pattern I can see any term that you have of this sequence, you just add 1 to it, you will get to the next term. Then you add 1 to it, you will get the next term. So it has infinite number of terms. Clear, guys, so far? This has infinite number of terms. Okay, so it is called infinite sequence. Hello, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So obviously an infinite sequence doesn't have a last term, right? Doesn't have a last term. Well, because it is infinite sequence, infinite number of elements are there, so it doesn't have a last term. But a finite sequence has a last term, and we call that general term. Remember, a finite sequence has a last term, and we shall now talk about the last term of finite sequence. Okay, so listen. Generally terms of a sequence are listed down as A1, 1, A2, A3, etc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, where A1 is the first term, A2 is the second term, and so on, right? So on. Clear? Okay. I get it. And
Yes, sir.
okay. Let's
Yes,
have
sir.
let's have a finite sequence. Let's have a finite sequence having n terms. Let's have a finite sequence having n terms. Well, this n could be any number. It could be 2, 3, 4, 1000, whatever. Let's have a finite sequence having n terms, right? So how do we list the terms? The terms are listed as follows. The terms are listed as follow. We write them like this: A1, comma A2, comma A3, comma A4, dot 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 up to what? AN. The first term A subscription 1, second term A subscription 2, third term A subscription 3, fourth term A subscription 4. Nth term, or the term that is at nth place, A subscription n, right guys? Clear? So AN, therefore AN is called the last term, or the last term, or general term of a sequence. Well, we'll talk about that shortly. Further timing. Are you clear on this? Everybody, hello. Are you all clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. Take the screenshot. 1 second. Take it. Done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Done.
Then take it. Done. Okay. Let me erase it. Okay. So now we shall talk about a series. What is a series? Because sequence is very easy to understand. Series, sometimes guys you get confused about series. So let me tell you about series, and then I will also tell you about sum of series. So there are two different things. One is series, another is sum of series. So they are not the same. I will tell you. Remember, what is series? A series is when we write all the terms of a sequence separated by plus. A series is when we write all the terms of a sequence separated by plus. The expression itself is called a series. So let me just give you this, give an example, and I will elaborate. Okay, with an example I will elaborate. So let's just take a sequence. Let's have a sequence. Let's say 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32. Well, whatever, right? Dot 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 dot. Okay, so it is a sequence. As you can see here, I am multiplying 2 with one term to get to the next term, right? 2s are to 4, 4s are to 8, 8s are to 16, 16s are to 32. Okay. Now, what is a series? What is a series that is related to this sequence? The corresponding series is
सर इसमें 2,4 4,8 ऐसे ना होगा.
yes. I forgotten to put the commas. Very good. I forgot to put the commas. Very good. Okay, thanks for reminding. Got guys? Okay. Now what shall we do? In order to form a series, we will simply put plus between them, between the terms. This is my series. Now I will tell you one thing, what I have written here, that the expression itself is called a series. The expression itself is called a series. So this entire expression is a series. This entire expression is a series. So guys do what? They simply add the terms and they say this is the series. No. That is a different thing. I will tell you. That is called sum of the series. This entire expression, the way of writing this thing is called a series, right? Okay. And what is sum of series? What is sum of series? That the value of the value that you get when you add all the terms, that is your sum of the series. You get my point? Hello? The value that you get after adding all the terms, that is called sum.
Yes,
of the
sir.
series. Okay, clear. So, are you
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Okay, ठीक है. Put that. Let me erase it. Okay. So now let's talk about compact way of writing a series. Well, let's say I have a series. Let's have a series a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus dot 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 plus an. It is a series, right? It is a series. And originally the sequence was what? a1 a2 a3 comma a1 comma a2 comma a3 comma a3 dot 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 comma an. That was originally our sequence. Then when I put plus in between them, I am getting this series. Okay, there is a shortcut way. There is a short way of writing this series, compact method, that is using sigma notation. Sigma is like this. It is called sigma notation. So we shall write it how? That this one, sigma a, let's write here, suppose you can write I or K or whatever. Let me write I, you can write K, whatever. I is equal to 1 to n. I is equal to 1 to n. See, sigma denotes the summation, the sum. Sigma denotes the sum. And ai is the ith term. I goes from 1 to n. See here, I goes from 1, 2, 3 up to 10. Do you understand this? This is the notation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose I write a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus dot 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 plus a20. So the shortcut, the compact way of writing is a. So here you see there is no n. We are not using n here, right? Are we using n? No, we are using 20. No constant, no n, I, j, k. Nothing is being used. So whatever comes to your mind. If you want to put n here, it's okay. If you want to put I here, also okay. Whatever. Let me put n here. Whatever. N is equal to 1 to what? 20. Get it? You can write I is equal to 1 to 20. A k is equal to 1 to 20. A j is equal to 1 to 20. Okay. So take the screenshot. 1 second. Take it. Questions. Okay. From your handbook, let's take up a couple of questions. So here it says, example 1, write the first 3 terms in each of the following sequence defined by the following. Well, n is equal to 2n plus 5. Let me just write that down, and it is very easy. Okay, it is very easy. So okay, what is given? N equal to 2n plus 5. So it says, write down the first 3 terms of the sequence defined as following. So first one, it is given n is equal to, what is it? I forget, again forget, 2n plus 5. 2n plus 5. Well, first of all, you tell me what is n? What is n? N is the nth term, right? Nth term of the sequence, right?
And term.
Nth term, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have a sequence here. We have a sequence here. The nth term of the sequence, right? If there is nth term of the sequence, then that is 2 into n plus 5. So I want to write the first three terms. So it is very easy. First term will be a1. Well, an is 2n plus 5. a1 will be what? Just replace n with 1, right? 2 into 1 plus 5. What? 7. Clear? I want to have a2. Just here, as you replace the subscript from n to 2, here also replace from n to 2. So 2 into 2 plus 5. 4 plus 5, 9. Clear? a3.
Yes, sir.
2 into 3 plus 5. 6 plus 5, 11. So what are the first three terms? 7, 9, 11. Right? The first three terms are 7, 9, 11. Clear? Okay. Next question.
Yes, sir.
Next question is this one. It says an is equal to n minus 3 upon 4. It says an is equal to n minus 3 upon 4. Well, the same thing you are going to do here. You just have to find a1. Well, a1 will be what? 1 minus 3 by 4. You just have to replace n with 1, right? So it is minus 2 upon 4 is minus 1 upon 2. a2 will be what? You just have to replace n with 2. 2 minus 3 upon 4. Well, 2 minus 3 is what? Minus 1. Minus 1
So
upon
minus
4.
1.
a3 will be what? 3 minus 3 upon 4. Replace n with 3 here. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 upon 4 is 0. Done. So the first three terms are minus 1 upon 2, minus 1 upon 4, then 0. Take the screenshot. Take it. Done.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. See? Okay. Okay. Now we'll talk about arithmetic progression. We shall talk about arithmetic progression. Underline it. Okay. Arithmetic progression or FP. It is a sequence in which each term except the first one differs from its preceding term by a constant. It's very easy to understand the language. So let me just explain this with the help of an example. Arithmetic progression, let me just explain this with the help of an example. AP or AP in short is AP or it is called arithmetic progression. Arithmetic, sorry, it's one word, right? Arithmetic, one word. Okay, so arithmetic progression is actually a sequence. Progression is also a sequence. Progression is also what? A sequence. Progression is a sequence. So arithmetic progression is a sequence, and it is what kind of sequence it is? What kind of sequence it is? Why are we calling it a separate name arithmetic progression? Because it follows a certain rule, and the rule is, let me just give an example, then I will tell you. 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, whatever. Well, I have a sequence here, and how do I know it a sequence? Because I am going from one term to the next term following a certain rule, right? I am adding 3 to each term to get to the next term, right? Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you see what it says, that in your book what it says, that each term except the first, I will tell you later, each term differs from its preceding term by a constant. Each term differs from its preceding term. Well, what is the term preceding 8? Which term is preceding 8? 5 precedes 8. 11 succeeds 8. Remember, succeeds, sorry. succeed double E, right? Yeah, succeeds 8. 5 precedes 8 and 11 succeeds 8. Just like Narendra Modi is the successor of Manmohan Singh, right? Narendra Modi is the successor of Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh is the
Yes, sir.
is the predecessor of Narendra Modi. You get my point? Just like Barack Obama is the predecessor of Donald Trump, Donald Trump is the successor of Barack Obama. Just like that. So, okay. So 5 precedes 8. So what it says that each term differs from its previous term or preceding term. Preceding and previous are the same word, right? Preceding and previous, they are the same word. So here let's take an example. Let's take 11. 11 differs from its previous term 8 by what? 3, right? 11 differs from 8 by what? 3, right? 3. 14 also differs from its previous term 11 by 3, right? 8 also differs from its previous term by 3, right? 5 also differs from its previous term by 3, right? So that's what it says, that each term of the sequence differs from its previous term by a constant, and in this case the constant is 3. Not necessarily always 3, it is up to us whatever constant we decide, but for one AP it will be one constant. For one AP it will be one constant. You get my point? Okay. And
Yes, sir.
okay, and why it says that except the first one, it is very clear because what is the previous term of 2? There is no previous term of 2. That is why it said except the first one, right? Because 2 has no previous term. So any term I pick, it differs from its previous term by a constant. So let's move on and let's take up another example. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a sequence and it is an arithmetic progression. Why? Because you see that each term differs from its previous term by a constant, and in this case that constant is 1, right? In this case the constant is 1, right? 6 minus 5 is equal to 1, 5 minus 4 is equal to 1, 4 minus 3 is equal to 1, 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Okay. Now you see that the constant term, the constant by which one term differs from its previous term or preceding term, the constant by which one term differs from its previous term is called common difference. Is called what? Common difference. Some people write it in short, CD. There are some people who also write it D, whatever takes your fancy. Okay, I prefer D, whatever. Okay, so you can in short write it CD or D, common difference. So with an example, let's see. Let's take this one, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. In this sequence, the common difference is what? 2. The common difference is 2. And what is common difference? Common difference is the difference between one term and the previous term. Just like here 10 is one term. If I subtract the previous term from 10, I will get 2. And 8 minus 6 is also 2. 6 minus 4 is also 2. 4 minus 2 is also 2. Well, students make a mistake. They do what? They say that 2 minus 4 is minus 2, 4 minus 6 is minus 2, 6 minus 8 is minus 2, 8 minus 10 is minus 2, and they say that common difference is minus 2. No. Common difference is the difference that you obtained by subtracting common difference is the difference between one term and its previous term. Get it? One term.
सर कॉमन डिफरेंस प्लस में होना चाहिए.
No, not that. No, not that. What I said is, in case of common difference, how do you get the common difference, right? For example, here, how do we get the common difference? Subtract one term from its following term. Subtract 4 from 6, not the other way around, not the other way around. The common difference, how will you get? It is the difference between one term and its previous term. Do you get it? Are get it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
One term and its previous
Yes,
term.
sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between 6 and its previous term? 6 minus 6, 6 minus 4, 2. Not 4 minus 6 minus 2. No. 6 minus 4, 2. Okay. Similarly, if I ask what is the common difference here? What will say? 8 minus 6, 2. Not 6 minus 8 minus 2. Get it? Okay. Now, common difference can also be negative. Why not? For example, I shall write one example here. 8, 10, 6, 4, 2. This is a sequence. Well, what is the common difference here? Do you see the common difference? Minus 2. Okay, the common difference is minus 2. Minus 2. So how do you get? Subtract, take the difference between one term and its previous term. Difference between 2 and its previous
2
term.
minus 4.
Minus 2. 4 minus 6 minus 2. 6 minus 8 minus 2. 8 minus 10 minus 2. Clear? This is the common difference. Okay, anybody has any doubts so far in common difference?
No,
No,
sir.
Oh, okay.
No, sir.
So
No, sir.
okay. So symbolically, how do we represent a common difference? See, common difference, CD, common difference is equal to AN minus AN minus 1. I will explain it to you what it means. What is AN? Who can tell me what is AN? Nth term.
10th term.
What is AN minus 1?
N-
N minus 1 theta.
10 minus 1 term.
Do you see that N minus 1 is the previous term of N? Because N minus 1th term is the previous term of nth term. Do you see here? Right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Do you see or not? 7. Suppose
Yes, sir.
if I put 7 here, A7, and then this will be what? 7 minus 1, 6. A6 is the previous term of A7 or not? So AN minus 1 is the previous term of AN. So how do I get common difference? What is common difference? It is the difference between one term and its previous term. So nth term minus its previous term. That is the common difference. Do you get it or not? Nth term minus previous term. That is the common difference. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Acha, can if somebody writes it like this, is he right or wrong? Common difference an plus 1 minus n. Is it right or wrong?
Yes, sir. Right.
Of course right. Of course right, right? Because an plus 1 what? N plus 1th term. N what? Nth term. Well, this comes after this, right? An plus 1 comes after n. So an is the previous term of n plus 1. So one term minus its previous term. That is the common difference, right? Absolutely correct. Everybody got it? Hello, 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 hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's take this question first. 1 second. How to know or how to ascertain that a sequence is an AP? How do I know that a sequence is an AP, or how do I find that out? Step 1, find AN. What is AN, guys? AN is what? Nth term, right? So your first step will
Nth
be
term.
to find the nth term. Well, if it is given to you already, then it's okay. If it is not given to you, then you have to find that. Okay. Now it is given to you. If it is given to you, it's okay. Find nth term. Step 2, find a n minus 1. N minus 1 is what? N minus 1th term. Find n minus 1. N minus 1 is what? N minus 1th term. Well, how will you do it? How will you find it? What is the process? You know already what is the value of n. You know nth term. You know it, n. But you don't know what is a n minus 1. So how will you know it? Just to replace n in n with n minus 1. With n minus 1. Let me give you an example. Let's say it says that n is equal to let's say it says n is equal to 3n. Let's say let's take an example, and I want to find a n minus 1. What is n? N is the nth term, right? Nth term is equal. Achha, can anybody please explain it to me that nth term is 3 into n? What does it mean? It means in this sequence, if I take any term, for example, let's take fifth term. Let's take a fifth term, and I want to know what the fifth term is. The fifth term is equal to 3 into its position n. What is its position? 5. You get my point. You get my point.
Yes.
This is what it means. Clear? Okay. So let's say we have an equal to 3n, and I want to find a n minus 1. So what I shall simply do is I shall replace this n with what? N minus 1, because here I have replaced n with n minus 1. So here also I will do what? Replace this n with n minus 1. So this is n minus 1. You get my point. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody clear? Okay. Then step 3.
सर और एक बार.
Which part? Which part? Tell me which part.
n minus 1 is equal to 3 n minus 1.
Okay, how I found out n minus 1 is 3 into n minus 1? That is what you don't understand, right? Well,
Yes, sir.
you simply have to replace n with n minus 1. What I have written here? Look what I have written here. I use the word replace. Replace n in n with n minus 1. Here we have n. I will simply replace this n with n minus 1. Clear? That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
That's it.
Understood.
Yes.
Understood.
Got
Yes.
it? Oh, that's it. Next step. Step 3. Find a n minus 1. Sorry. Find a n minus a n minus 1. Find a n minus n minus 1. Okay. Then finally the result. So first you have to find n, then you have to find n minus 1. So if n is already given to you, that is okay. You just have to find n minus 1, and then in the third step what you need to do is you need to subtract n minus 1 from an, then the result. So there will be two results. Result number 1, if the value obtained in the third step is a constant, then it is a p. Second result, if the value obtained is not a constant, then it is not an AP. So let's take an example and try to understand it. Take the screenshot first and I will explain to you. Take the screenshot first. Yes, take it. Done.
Yes,
Done.
sir.
Done, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, take it.
Yes, sir.
Done. Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay. So let's just try
Yes.
to understand
sir.
it with the help of an example, right? Illustration. Example. Find out if the sequence defined by n, where an is equal to 3n, is a p. एक्चुअली इसका आपको कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. फाइंड आउट द सीक्वेंस whose nth term, that is an, is given as. So we have a sequence here and its nth term is given to us is equal to 3n, and we want to find out if this sequence is an AP or not. Are you with me so far? I want to find out if this is an AP or not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So already I have got an, right? So I don't need to worry about an. Well, in the second step, what it says, find out an minus 1. So I will have to find an minus 1. How will I find an minus 1? By replacing this an with what? N minus 1, right?
So
You
3
get my
and
point?
minus 1.
So it becomes what? 3n minus 3. Clear? Okay. Now what is the third step? Third step is what? Find an minus 1. Sorry, find an minus an minus 1, right? That was the third step. Find an minus n minus 1. Clear? Okay. So this is 3n
Yes,
minus, what is n minus 1? 3n minus 3. So 3n minus 3n, then this minus will become what? Plus. 3n cancel. 3. Voila, you have got a constant here. an minus n minus 1 is a constant here. That means this sequence whose nth term is defined as 3n is an AP. You get my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's also take an example where it is not an AP. Let's take an example where it is not an AP. Okay, can I erase it? Can I erase it? Take a screenshot.
Yes, sir.
Done. Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay. So let's take an example. Find out, next example, find out if the sequence where an is equal to n square plus let's say n square plus 2. Okay. Find out if the sequence where an equal to n square plus 2 is AP or not. Is AP or not. So we have ourselves a sequence here whose nth term is defined as what? N square plus 2. What does it mean? What does it mean? If I want to find out the fifth term, what shall I simply do? The position square, right? What is the position of the fifth term? 5. 5 square plus 2. The fifth term is 27. Clear? That is what it means, right? Okay. And I want to, okay, in this manner
Yes,
I can find all the terms. In this manner I can find all the terms. So later on I will find all the terms, whatever. So I want to find out if it is AP or not. So what do? I need to find first an minus 1, right? I know an is equal to n square plus 2. I want to find an minus 1. So what shall I do? I will replace this n with what? N minus 1, right?
N minus 1.
Okay. Now what is this? Well, n minus 1 whole square is what? N square plus 1 minus 2n plus 2. Clear? So it is n square minus 2n plus what? 3, right? Okay. Now what is the third step? Let's find an minus n minus 1. N square plus 2 minus n square minus 2n plus 3. After opening the brackets, n square, this minus will become plus 2n minus 3. Well, n square minus n square will cancel. Then Does anything else cancel? No. We have 2n, then 2 minus 3 minus 1. Is this a constant? Or is this a constant? Of course not, because it
No, sir.
because it depends on the value of n, right? If you depend on something, you are a
Yes, sir.
remember, if you depend on something, you are a variable. If you are a constant, you would be constant. This expression depends on the value of n. If value of n changes here, this value will also change. But if it is a constant number, then it is a p. Now it is not a constant, it depends on n. That is why it is not a p, right? It is not an a p. Clear? So in the next class we will study further about this. Take the screenshot. Done? Okay.